I'm Janelli, also known as Miss Be Helpful, coming at you via Turbo Blog, and this post is all about student loan grace period being over, what to do next. Now, below there's a lot of different details to outline exact steps that you should take to figure out everything that you need to know about your student loans. But right now I want to start by talking about that grace period, because there's way too many recent college grads out there who are in the grace period of their student loans or in the final year of college and thinking about their student loans coming up ahead. And then what they say is like, oh, I don't really have to worry about my student loans because they're in the grace period right now. That is one of the worst mistakes that a young person could make when it comes to their finances for the next like 10 or 20 years of their life. And the reason why it's such a bad mistake is because it's a totally uninformed decision. Whether you decide to do nothing or whether you decide to send no money to your student loans, it should be because you're making that choice with an informed decision-making process and not just because you're like, oh, well, they told me I don't have to make payments, so I'm not gonna make payments. So if you're a recent college grad who graduated in May of 2019, the grace period that's 6 months long pretty much is ending right about now in November of 2019. So it's really important that you buck up and start learning what are the specific things about these student loans that I need to know. The first thing that you have to do is just do the research. And that means pulling up your student accounts online, putting up any documents or papers that you have on the desk, and really grabbing a highlighter, a pencil, a pen, or your laptop to figure out what are the details of your student loans. What are the terms? What is the interest rate? Who do you owe money to? What specific loan servicers are you working with? Are they federal loans or are they private from some sort of bank or institution? What specific amount of money do you owe at the end of the day? But most young people do not know the answer to those questions when it comes to the amount of money that they owe back for student loans. So it's really important to step one, do the research. Then step two is gonna be plan your work, then work your plan. This has to happen. If you don't make a plan for what exactly you're gonna do to repay these student loans, then you're just gonna be automatically defaulted into whatever plan the government or the bank decides is right for you. And this is so important for you to sit down and figure out which plan is right for you and not let somebody else make that decision, because it's your money at the end of the day that you have to earn to pay back for what you borrowed. So you want to be in full control of these decisions by knowing what are all of your repayment options. Finally, you want to make sure that you pick up the phone. I know that millennials and the generation after are all about that texting and email life. But the reality is, if you don't pick up the phone and call these people, you will not get clarity around your student loan situation. They are not going to text you to let you know when your next payment is due or what your interest rate is. The reality is you need to get on the phone and ask these tough questions to these servicers so that you can understand what's happening and talk about it with a real human being on the other end of the phone. Make sure you read the post below for more details about the different types of repayment plans for federal student loans and what to do if you don't have federal student loans. If you have private loans and your grace period is up, what you should do about that as well. That's all I have for you guys. Till next time. Peace.